When the half-dead Hemu was brought to Akbar's feet, after that stray arrow struck Hemu miraculously in the eye and lost him the battle, it is said that Bairam Khan wanted Akbar to behead Hemu and become a Ghazi. But Akbar refused and Bairam did the job himself. The truth is, we will never know what actually happened. The records were made much after this incident happened, and it's possible Akbar may have changed the story later out of guilt at killing a helpless yet skillful man like Hemu. At the time, Akbar was too young to refuse such a powerful man like Bairam Khan, so he might as well have done the job. We don't know. Bairam Khan was a powerful, scary man. We'll talk about him in a moment. Now that Akbar's biggest threat was gone, albeit more by luck than by skill, the Mughal Empire, small, tottering to its feet, was his. And so were Delhi and Agra. But being still a young boy of just 13, Akbar was still more interested in hunting tigers and flying pigeons, while the administration was run by his regent, his Vakil, Bairam Khan. Akbar was still in the loving, shielded life of a young prince, surrounded by and coddled by the women of his family, his milk mothers like Jiji Anga, Mahamanga, his mother Hamida Banu, his aunt Gulbadan. Even Humayun's other wives like Bega Begum adored him. He had a warm, loved childhood in the company of the women in the harem, and a raucous one playing with his kokas like Azim, Adham, Zain. Mughal princes, Mirzas as they were called, had an Atalik appointed to them. The role of the Atalik was to educate and guide the prince, like a father, into navigating the complicated and dangerous world of Mughal politics and administration. An Atalik was not in a role like that of Akbar's tutors, whom he got carelessly exhausted one after another with his disobedience. An Atalik was a guardian, a figure of authority for the prince, perhaps the most important male figure in his life, and depending on the age of the prince, his Atalik helped him keep the empire's best interests at heart. Akbar's first Atalik was Khwaja Jalal al-Din Mahmud. His next Atalik was Munim Khan. In a way, Ataliks were the male form of milk mothers. Bairam Khan had been a loyal Mughal servant since Babur's time. A Persian Shia, Bairam Beg was his original name. Bairam Beg started low in the Mughal ranks as Humayun's Mohardar, seal bearer, but rose higher than the higher-ranking warlords who'd served Mughals from Babur's times. He was in the group of people who went to Persia with Humayun. Khan was a respectable title bestowed on him, and that's when he became Bairam Khan. His power now as Akbar's Vakil was formidable, unchallengeable. Even Akbar, if you read the contemporary texts, was scared of overturning Bairam Khan's decisions or choices. It is now that internal politics of the Mughal Empire has its first ever example with different factions jostling for the king's favor. Understandably, one faction was Bairam Khan's and the other was the one resenting him. This other faction included all the women of Akbar's family and his foster family. Foster family were the milk mothers' families. This is what characterizes Mughal Empire. Women were not pawns or prizes in politics like they were in other parts of the world. They were powerful, independent, active politicians. They decided, they argued, they played politics. They were even diplomats in power feuds. Akbar's foster family was called Atka Khail. They were his milk mothers and their families. The most prominent one being Jiji Anga's family, her husband Shamsuddin Atka Khan and son Aziz. Another prominent foster family was Mahamanga's, her husband and her infamous son Adham Khan. In the early part of Akbar's reign, this is the main aspect. Other people trying to control the empire, and Akbar being easy to lead on account of his young age or his extreme love and respect for his family, including foster family. Two of the most famous ones being when Adham Khan was sent to bring Malwa under the Mughal fold, which was at the time ruled by Baz Bahadur. Having won an easy victory over Baz Bahadur's army, who by the way panicked and fled when the Mughals attacked. The Mughal army under Adham Khan massacred every Hindu as well as Muslim who were taken prisoner. Badani, a contemporary historian and part of the Mughal camp, was horrified at the slaughter conducted by Adham Khan. Aghast, he tells us, Adham Khan had the captives brought before him and troop after troop of them put to death so that their blood flowed river upon river. It was a rule that all the treasure taken from the defeated party was to be sent to the emperor. But Adham Khan, too confident of Akbar's brotherly love for him, and perhaps also because he was arrogant, sent a paltry set of gold and elephants to Akbar and kept the rest for himself. Akbar did find out about this and rode to Malwa himself to surprise Adham Khan. Mahamanga, Adham Khan's mother, sensing Akbar's rage, she was a very good politician, tried to talk sense into her son and even got 2 slave women killed, so there wouldn't be any witnesses of Adham Khan's excesses. Having thus escaped from paying for his arrogant entitlement, pretty soon after this, Adham Khan, in a fit of jealous rage, killed Shamsuddin Atka Khan, another member of Akbar's foster family. Perhaps assuming that Akbar would never harm his own Koka, his foster brother. It was at this point that Akbar actually got Adham Khan executed on the spot that Akbar broke out of his foster family's shell. And that's when another phase of his reign started. A reign where he was the undoubted boss, the much revered emperor who's won everyone's respect and fear. This was also a time of serious expansion of the Mughal Empire. Next week, we'll talk about how he expanded the Mughal Empire into the largest ever since Ashoka's time. We'll talk about Akbar's Kumargas, his marriages, and the extraordinary people he had at court. So I'll see you next Monday. Until then, stay safe, stay happy. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee, link in the description. See you next Monday. Bye-bye.